Hello, welcome to a new video. So today we are off down to Bristol because we've been invited to the OVO Energy headquarters. Now this first part of the video is obviously going to be focusing on the journey down. We're going to be doing 4 rapid charges, hopefully short sort of half-hour charges, just to ensure that we stay out that bottom part of the battery. Unlike the fully charged live journey back, I'm going to stay at an indicated 70, not an actual 70, just to try and take a little bit of that straight. I think going to an actual 70 was probably a poor move on the fully charged live return leg. So I think we'll see much better temperatures and obviously efficiency if we don't exceed an indicated 70, which is a real world 66 on this car, at least according to the dash cam. Okay, so let's tell you a little bit about the route that I'm planning to take. So let's load up PlugShare here. I'll put an overlay on the screen so that you can see this a little bit more clearly. But we're going to stop first of all at Ferry Bridge Services on the A1M, which is about 69 miles from here. Then we're going to drive down to Holiday Inn in Nottingham Derby. That's about 62 miles further. Then we're going to stop at Chateau Impney, which is 68 miles from there. And then we'll stop at DTM Bosch service, which is in Bristol, is a polar point, which is about 70 miles from Chateau Impney, and that should give us a nice full battery for the first part of the return leg home tomorrow. Yeah, so let's get on our way. It's 1:15 now. Apple Maps says the journey will take about 4.5 hours, so I'm assuming about 6.5 hours if we're doing like 4 half-hour charge stops. So I think we'll probably get there about 7:45 this evening. Yeah, I guess we'll just have to see how it goes. Weather's a little bit damp and miserable as you can see, but the sun's out, so it's not too bad. Temperature outside right now is 14 degrees. Okay, so just to give you an update before we set off about the state of the car, Leaf Spy is showing our battery temperature as 14 degrees Celsius. I'll take a screenshot of that so I can overlay that nice and clearly. We've got 154 miles on the GOM. Let's reset the trip computers and the drive computers here, so give me a second. Yeah, so we've got 154 miles on the GOM, we're at 100% charge, and we're only doing 69 miles in the first leg, so I think we'll get there probably. Basically, I want to stay at that bottom 30% of the battery, keep temperatures down. I'll try and remember to give all the updates throughout the video, so hopefully you won't miss anything. Yeah, hopefully Fully Charged Live has got me into the swing of it a little bit, but we'll keep an eye on it as we go. Right, so yeah, let's get cracking. Okay, so we've just arrived at Ferry Bridge Services. We've got 41% left in the battery, 59 miles on the GOM, and we've travelled 68 miles. According to the dashboard computer, the battery has just hit the centre point. According to Leaf Spy, the battery is at 25.8 degrees. I'll take a screenshot of that so you can see that a little bit more clearly. Right, so for the first time I've actually been to Ferry Bridge Services. All 3 of the chargers here are functioning. Previously, at least one has always been on free vent, so it's good to see that they're all working. I'm going to use this one that doesn't have a CCS connector to keep the CCS one free, and I'm going to charge for about half an hour. I'll grab some food while I'm here as well. So in about half an hour, or maybe when we get to about 90%, we'll unplug and we'll get on our way. Now, before I do anything else, I'm going to plug in and we will see what rate of charge we pull. So we'll turn the car off and we will prepare the Ecotricity charger and we'll go plug in. Okay, right, so we are connected. Let's have a look at what rate of charge we are pulling. Okay, so at 42%, and we're currently pulling 38 kilowatts. Again, I'll take a screenshot for Leaf Spy. But yeah, 38 kilowatts. Battery temperature is 25.6. So yeah, I'm going to leave this going for a little bit, and I'm going to grab some food. I imagine the when we hit the 50% mark, probably going to see somewhere around 42% maybe. So I'm not sure why we're not getting 45%. Yeah, I would have expected to get a slightly higher rate of charge. Okay, it's going up now at 39. But yeah, I imagine 42 to 44 is probably where it's going to peak, but I'm going to be getting some lunch. I'm not actually going to see where this is going to get to. But what I will do is I'll set Leaf Spy running, and I'll see if I can get that recording at least while I'm away from the car. Right, back in a bit. Okay, so it's been half an hour. We're at 87% in the battery. We've put in 17.6 kilowatts according to the electric highway app. We're pulling 21 kilowatts charge rate. I did try and have a look at the Leaf Spy graphs on the iPad, which I left in the car when I went to get some food. It looks like we didn't speed up too much beyond about 42 kilowatts. The graph was a little bit inconclusive and there were a few gaps. I don't think it recorded it too well. But 42 kilowatts was the peak that I saw on the graph. Now, I'm going to give this a couple more minutes just to get up to 90%. We're currently charging at 21 kilowatts at 87%, which is a bit faster than I'd expect for this charge level. But yeah, we'll give it a couple more minutes, get to 90%, and then we'll get on our way to our next stop, which I believe is Holiday Inn Nottingham Derby. Let's just double check. Yeah, Holiday Inn Nottingham Derby. Now it's only 62 miles away. So hopefully we'll do okay. In terms of battery temperature, we are on the centre mark, so we've gone up just one notch. And if we have a look at Leaf Spy, yeah, that's the one. So have a look at Leaf Spy. Okay, yes, so we're looking at 35.7 degrees. Okay, so we're going a couple more minutes at 88% now. It won't be very long. Okay, so I forgot to read the stats from the drive computer when we pulled in. Okay, so stats as we drove in. Miles per kilowatt hour were at 3.5. We drove obviously 68 miles in an hour and 28 minutes, and our average speed was about 46 miles per hour. So I am going to reset that now. We'll leave drive computer 2 running, and we'll reset trip counter A. There we go. Okay, so 89%. The rain's getting heavier. I'm not looking forward to going out and stopping this, I'll be honest, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, so we're at 90%. We've been connected for 34 minutes, so I'm going to stop the session now. I pulled 18.7 kilowatt hours. We just had the thunk of the relays disconnecting. So let's go back across to Leaf Spy and our temperature. I'll just give it a second to cycle all the way around. Okay, so our end of charge temperature was 35.7 degrees. Again, we're on the center mark of the battery graph here, so I think we've done quite well there. I'm going to very quickly go brave the rain and get disconnected. I'll be back in a moment. Right, okay, so time for the second leg of our journey. So let's get going. Right, so assuming there's nothing interesting to talk about on the way, I will speak to you when we get to the Holiday Inn at Nottingham Derby. See you in a bit. Okay, so we've just left Ferry Bridge Services, and as I'm sure you can hear, the weather is pretty atrocious right now, so expecting that to have an impact on range. Obviously I'm speaking a bit loudly because I don't know how well you're going to hear me over this. Yeah, so hopefully we won't have too much. We're literally just 3 miles away from Ferry Bridge and it's absolutely hoying it down. Yeah, I guess you're just going to have to see how much this impacts range, because this is treacherous. I mean, it's bad enough that the cars in front with no traffic are just doing 40 miles an hour because the conditions are that bad. So I mean, that to some extent could help us because obviously we're not going to be driving as fast, but the conditions are bad. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling for a bit and then we're going to concentrate on driving. Okay, so we're about 12 miles south from Ferry Bridge now, and the weather's cleared up, starting to get a little bit of sunshine. Still very overcast, very grey, lots of rain clouds up there, but it stopped tipping it down. So yeah, hopefully we'll see some improvement to the range. Obviously traffic speeds are starting to increase a bit now as well. Right, so yeah, we have travelled, well, let's see how far we've got left. Okay, so we've probably got about 50 miles left. For some reason the sat-nav has decided to stop telling me where we're going, so we'll just plug that back in. Okay, so yeah, we've got about 50 miles to go. I reckon it'll be about 51 minutes. Battery's at 80%. Travel 12.7 miles. Right, so I will see you in a bit. Just wanted to give you a quick update that the weather conditions had improved. So we've arrived at the Holiday Inn Nottingham Derby, which has a Polar Ultracharge here. Just to give you a quick update, we've got 33% left in the battery. We've travelled 62.1 miles. Battery is one notch above the centre, and I'll see what Leaf Spy says about that in a moment. 49 miles left on the GOM. Let's see what else. Have a look at the drive stats. The computer says 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour. We've been driving for an hour and 6 minutes, and we've averaged 55 miles per kilowatt hour. Now let's take a look at Leaf Spy. Leaf Spy says the battery temperature is at 38.4 degrees. We'll take a screenshot of that just so you can get a clearer look at that in a moment. So we're going to get plugged into charge. I will need my Polar card, and we'll get plugged in. Right, see you in a minute. Okay, right, so we are charging. We are pulling, let's have a look, 40 kilowatts. So somehow we're charging faster. I'm guessing maybe the battery wasn't quite up to temperature last time then, because we're now at 35% and we're pulling 40 kilowatts. Yeah, which means we must have been being throttled by a low temperature before. So I thought once we hit 25 degrees, we were past the low temperature throttling, but apparently not. So yeah, we are plugged in. I'll just have another quick look on Leaf Spy and take another screenshot for you. So yeah, battery temperature 39 degrees, we're pulling 40 kilowatts. I'm going to go in, get a coffee, and I'll be back in a bit. Right, see you soon. Okay, so we've been connected to this ultracharger for 31 minutes. We're at 85%. We're currently pulling 23 kilowatts. Let's have a quick look at what Leaf Spy says about the state of the battery. Okay, so the battery temperature according to Leaf Spy is a nice toasty 48.9, which is one gap below the first red mark on here. A little bit toasty, but we are in pretty baking sunshine. It's now 20 degrees outside. Yeah, conditions changed quite a lot since Ferrybridge. Anyway, I'm going to let this keep going until it gets to 90%. So I reckon once we hit about the 35-minute mark, we'll probably be there. I'm going to turn on the aircon for a couple of minutes because it's absolutely baking in here. And yeah, we'll pick this up in a moment. Okay, so we've got 90% in the battery. I'm going to go disconnect and then we'll take a look at the readings again. Okay, so we just unplugged. 90% in the battery, 129 miles on the GOM. We're going to reset the trip counter A. And we'll also go and reset trip counter B. We are one notch below the first red mark in terms of battery temperature, and according to Leaf Spy, that means the battery's max temperature is 48.7 degrees. So we'll take a screenshot of that. Okay, so next leg of the journey is to Chateau Impney, and that is 57 miles away, so that's not really too far at all. My phone reckons it's about an hour and 13 minutes drive. So yeah, let's get on our way. Right, so unless anything else eventful happens, I will see you at Chateau Impney. Okay, so we've just arrived at Chateau Impney. Just here we've got a Polar DBT charger. So yeah, let's go get plugged in. Now before I do, let's have a quick run through the stats. So we've got 34% in the battery. We've travelled 67.4 miles, 54 miles left on the GOM. In terms of battery temperature, I think we're a bit warmer now. Yeah, we're at the first red mark. So let's have a look on Leaf Spy and see where that puts us. Okay, so that puts us at 47.4 degrees as the top battery temperature on Leaf Spy. Yeah, a little bit warmer, but let's see what rate of charge we pull. I reckon we're probably going to pull about 23 kilowatts if fully charged was anything to go by, but let's get plugged in and see what we get. Okay, so this charger's actually got one of the old style CHAdeMO connectors with the lever and the kind of compression thing going on. It's not seen one of those for a while. Yeah, I've only seen the new style CHAdeMOs for a while. Anyway, let's turn the car back on and we'll see what rate of charge we're pulling. In fact, in the time that it's taken me to plug in, we've lost 1 bar on the battery, so we're down below the first notch. The temperature on Leaf Spy is now showing 47.1 degrees. And the rate of charge we're pulling is 26 kilowatts. So it's a little bit better than I expected. So it says we'll be back at 75% in about 32 minutes. So yeah, this is going to be a slower charge. 32 minutes to get back up to 75%. I'm not sure how long I want to stay here actually. I might stay here for 40 minutes, see where we are. It's 6:15 now. So yeah, about 7 o'clock. 5 to 7 o'clock, we'll get going and we'll see where we are. In the meantime, I'm going to pop inside, use the facilities, and maybe get a cup of tea or something. Okay, so we've got 90% in the car. I'm going to unplug and move because there's a gentleman here who wants to use the charger. But just to quickly give you an update, we've got 53.4 degrees temperature from the battery sensor, so I'll take a screenshot of that. Right, let's get unplugged. We'll park over there, free up the space, and I'll give you the rest of the stats. Bear with me 2 minutes. Right, okay, so we've stopped the charge. I'm going to reset trip counter A, and we'll reset drive computer 1. Right. So yeah, the battery had 53.3 degrees Celsius when we unplugged. 90% reckons 142 miles. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes to cool down, just while I give a quick call to Leo, who's coming to the event. We'll see how he's getting on, whether he can meet us here or whether I'll meet him down in Bristol. So let's give him a quick call now. Okay, so we've just met Leo, who's just arrived here at Chateau Impney as well. That means the battery's probably had a little bit of a chance to cool down. So let's see how that's getting on. Okay, so it's still showing at the first red mark. Let's get a reading from Leaf Spy just to keep you all updated. Okay, so we're now showing a battery temperature of 51.9 degrees. So yeah, let's get on our way. The next stop is going to be a charger in Bristol, a DCM Bosch service, which is a Polar Ultra charger. Let's get that plugged into the map and we'll get on our way. So yeah, 142 miles on the GOM, 90% in the battery. We'll just reset the timer on the drive computer and let's go into Apple Maps.
Proceed to the route.
So 70 miles on the M5 and we are good to go. Okay, so we stopped briefly at Gloucester Services northbound because Leo needed a little bit of a top up. We've still got 63% in the battery. Actually, it's worked out well because the car's had an opportunity to cool down ever so slightly. So we're now 1 notch below the centre mark. We'll just have a quick look at Leaf Spy and see what that's saying. Right, so Leaf Spy says we're at 49.6 degrees Celsius. So we've definitely saved a few degrees there because we were at the first red mark a moment ago. So I think I am pretty much good to go. Yeah, so I will see you in a bit. Okay, so we've arrived at the Bosch DTM service centre. Let's see how we're doing. So according to the drive computer, we got an average of 3.7 miles per kilowatt hour. We travelled 68 miles, average of 47 miles, and we took an hour and 28 minutes to do it. Bear in mind we did stop for about 15 minutes. I think it was Gloucestershire services or something like that. We didn't charge there, we just waited for a moment just because Leo needed to top up his battery a little bit. In terms of battery temperature, however, I think we're probably doing a little bit better. Okay, so we're back at the first red notch. So we'll have a look at Leaf Spy, and Leaf Spy says that, just give it a second to roll around. So yeah, Leaf Spy says 48.1 degrees. So we'll turn the car off, we'll get plugged in, and we will get a bit of juice in. Okay, so we are plugged in and charging. Once again, in the time it's taken me to plug the car in, we've actually dropped 1 notch on the battery temperature graphs. So if we have a look, we're now at 47.9 degrees, which I'll just take a screenshot of for the video. So we're pulling a charge at 26 kilowatts, which I think is probably going to be consistent all the way up. I'm not going to do a full charge. I'll probably do about 10 minutes, get us to 50%. Now, as I mentioned, the reason we're doing this journey is we're off to OVO's headquarters tomorrow to meet some of the staff and have a chat with them. Now, they very kindly allowed us to use one of the charging posts in the car park, so I'm only really doing this just as a safety net. So I'll get us to 50% and then we'll go to the hotel. Right, so yeah, I'll let it charge. It reckons 10 minutes, 50%, so I'll see you in about 10 minutes. Okay, so we've just disconnected, 51% in the battery, 73 miles on the GOM. In terms of temperature, we are currently at the first red mark on there, and we're at 50.4 on Leaf Spy. I'm going to take screenshots, so I don't know how well me showing the phone to the camera is. So yeah, I'll overlay screenshots rather than keep showing the phone to you. But yeah, let's head to the hotel now. It's just a couple of miles down the road. We'll get parked up, we'll get some food, and we'll get settled in. And I will speak to you in a bit.